everyone, my name is Donovan Mayo, aka Donovan Mayo 46.
They were going to be talking about Donovan Mayo.
Donovan Mayo is a 21-year-old TikTok content creator.
I'm widely known on TikTok as a cosplayer and roleplayer.
You're my next victim.
I was roleplaying with minors. SMP welcoming video for Phoenix Dream and her SMP.
There you are. Just want to let you know that you did such a good job today.
Here's one of the messages that I was roleplaying with.
It's all secret. Now stop playing coy with me. Your #1 fan is waiting.
I also said that I tied someone up. Well, I'm here to tell you now that all of that was just acting. I don't think I want any of you. I don't want anything to have to do with you. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man you just saw is a person by the name of Donovan Mayo, a TikTok cosplayer with a bit of a revolting history, a history that we're going to be diving into today in this video. If you're aware of Mr. Mayo, you may have stumbled across one of his TikToks where his cosplaying has been honed down to a specific niche involving one large Minecraft YouTuber. This Minecraft YouTuber is known as Dream, particularly recreating the well-known series of Dream's SMP into a real-life setting with his own twists and creative directions. One twist in particular, which will be heavily important later on, involving his persona as Evil Dream and a minor.
LastDream.exe at your service.
From being possessed apparently by the spirit of popular Minecraft YouTubers all the way to flirting with people of all kinds of ages in an attempt to seem desirable online.
You're such a good girl.
It's not working, buddy. Down to the vile admission of guilt of his actions and manipulation towards young impressionable minors, the story of Donovan Mayo was one that doesn't fail to leave you feeling both disappointed and disgusted. Now, before we hop into today's video, I just want to say my name's Wonder. Super great to have you here. If you're new around here, warm welcome to you. If you're not and you're coming back, great to see you again. Now, I just want to say I'm getting kind of used to this type of content, so if you have any constructive feedback or criticism, definitely let me know down below. The last video, you guys said I was doing some zooms and all that, so we're not going to be having none of this going on. Also, I want to give a shout out to the creators on screen because this is where I first learned of this story, so definitely go and check those guys out as they all have their own opinions and insights towards this particular situation. Once more, before we hop in, make sure to drop a like and subscribe down below with the bell notification on if you enjoyed today's video so you don't miss out on any further uploads. Thank you for being here, and let's get right into today's video, the story of Donovan Mayo. As we start off our story today, we have to ask ourselves one very important question. Who exactly is Donovan Mayo, and how did we end up where we are today? It's a very good question. As I already mentioned before, he got his first start over on TikTok by doing a lot of cosplays where he pretended to be Dream. However, this wasn't the only persona he had. He would try to recreate the Dream SMP in his own vision. I believe it initially started off as him just taking episodes of the Dream SMP that he found over on YouTube and then recreating them. However, somewhere along the line, he decided to form his own Dream personas, if you want to say. That feels weird coming out of my mouth. Now, he has two in particular. He would have just normal Dream, but then he had kind of what would be his darker side, known as Lost Dream. It's like the edgelord Dream. Let's have a few peeks at those clips so I can kind of just show you rather than explain it.
I always say, if it can't hide the blood, I don't want it on my rug. Well, I just made that up today. The smell of the undead, my fave.
Oh my gosh! Bless the heavens above.
I wish Dad could see me now. Maybe I should visit Daddy D to let him see the bloodshed I caused in the server. Here I come, Dad. You're my next victim. Oh. Brother, how's it going? I hope you like what I've done with the place. Nothing's wrong. Everything's just completely right. You're right. This isn't me. And you aren't you!
Now, being TikTok's largest edgelord isn't all the wonderful talents that this man has. No. Donovan is a bag of tricks. You see, Donovan has a bit of a taste for dancing over on TikTok. It's nothing I particularly saw on my For You page, but enough people found out to really start honing in on this guy, and that's when the trolls began to appear. But just because Donovan was on the radar now doesn't mean that he was gonna let that back him down. No, this man has confidence of a god. He began to start doing, I guess, his own sort of series aside from the Dream SMP Cosplaying, where he would start flirting with other creators of presumably all ages, given that, according to him, he doesn't ask about age.
I was role-playing with minors, but didn't know at the time. I didn't care to ask their age.
Let me get your opinion on this man's ability to rizz up the fellas.
There you are. Come here. Just want to let you know that you did such a good job today. I'm so proud of you. You're such a good girl.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're still watching. If you had to leave due to mental health reasons, I don't blame you one bit. That was a little bit of an uncomfortable situation we just had to bear witness to. I felt like I just came home to the world's creepiest father. What the hell was that?
You did such a good job today. I'm so proud of you.
What are you doing? Yeah, so if you can't tell, he doesn't even use his real voice. He uses a deep voice modifier to make him sound like, well, as he would describe, the true alpha. This clip in particular, though, it just makes me so viscerally uncomfortable. Like, it just feels so strange. Now, after some of these awful clips began to surface and people started to dig a little deeper on our mystery man, Donovan Mayo over here, a lot of people began to notice one thing in particular about Donovan's account. He seemed to be following a large quantity of minors. It's no smoking gun, but it's enough to raise one's eyebrow, especially when this is the type of content you're producing on your channel.
You're such a good girl.
However, it wouldn't take long for the internet suspicions to be fully put to rest after the introduction of one of his new characters known as Phoenix Dream. Now, this character was voiced by one of Donovan's friends, and this is where things begin to take a disturbing turn.
SMP welcoming video for Phoenix Dream and her SMP.
Now, Dream Phoenix was the first time, to my understanding, we ever saw a new collaborative character in Donovan's SMP storyline. This character was added as, I presume, a female role that he felt he needed in his solo story. How convenient, Donovan. And you might be asking yourself, well, what seems to be the big deal? It might seem a little strange to the average person, but what's the harm? Well, it gets a little bit weird when it's revealed to the public that the person Donovan has been cosplaying with is 14 years old. Might I remind you, Donovan is 21 years old. Now, you might also be thinking, well, that's a little creepy, but it didn't get romantic, right? I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Now, we're not going to be showing the 14-year-old's voice in these videos because obviously they're the victim here. This person easily preyed upon them and used them to read out scripts and portray in situations that he wanted and that were his fantasies. I have a lot more I want to say about this, but I feel it's important to show you the clips so you can kind of start to put two and two together, and we can reconvene back here in a couple seconds.
SMP welcoming video for Phoenix Dream and her SMP. Enjoy. Hey brother, they're here now. Good, send them in. You may come in.
Mr. Lost Dream?
Miss Phoenix Dream, please have a seat.
Sits down. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you by our side. Welcome to our SMP.
Thank you. By the way, what's that?
This is my Merithian Master Blade. I actually forged it out of the Merithian candle. Quite a rare specimen, if you ask me. We actually forge all our weapons into artifacts or from beasts.
Ow.
But enough about that. We are here to discuss that our SMPs are joining an alliance.
We are, and I accept.
Then may the little dreamers join with yours.
Much obliged.
Welcome.
Now that clip we just saw, he was simply introducing Phoenix Dream to, it's like, I guess, his Avengers of multiple dream sonas that he has. But you can already begin to see how this is the introductory, like the gateway into his dark fantasies. In this next clip, the mysterious and all elusive Lost Dream, he captures Phoenix Dream and refuses to let her go unless his demands are met. Which I must remind you again that this character is voiced by a 14-year-old girl. In this TikTok, he says the only way that Dream Phoenix can ever be released is if she goes on a date with him.
This is the last time I'm asking you, buddy. Where is this Phoenix Dream everyone talks about? Don't play with me, you... Never mind. I think I'm having fun.
What happened to this place?
Like my handiwork?
Phoenix Dream screams and fires arrow.
You surely are a feisty one, aren't you? Laststream.exe at your service.
You mean the blood demon?
And I want a proposition for you.
What proposition?
Go on a date with me, and I'll spare everyone. Even the ones I haven't killed. Deal?
That was a little bit painful for me to do. Yeah, something that Kiwi Tapes briefly pointed out is there's a scene right here where Donovan just starts digging his ass. It's just the most like chimpanzee behavior I've ever seen. So in that clip, as you just saw, he gives Phoenix Dream the ultimatum to go on a date with him or he'll bring his reign of power upon people that they care about.
Go on a date with me, and I'll spare everyone.
You know, he wants you to think he's this dark and charming villain, and that's just like a big part of the Donovan Mayo package. That also puts a spotlight on his ability to use his power and balance, such as his age, to take advantage of young, impressionable teenagers who at the end of the day just innocently wanted to share an interest of their favorite Minecraft YouTuber over on TikTok. When you're that age, you're not really thinking of all the horrible ways that people who are older would want to take advantage of you. Now, I'm not sure how this information came to light, but it very much did, as he followed up with an apology video that we're gonna get into in just a minute here. But the age became known of Phoenix Dream, who, might I remind you, was a 14-year-old girl who was just harmlessly trying to role play over on TikTok. And it became clear just how long he had been comfortable doing this because Phoenix Dream was a constant reoccurring character over on his channel. And as an adult, it should go without saying that Donovan should have absolutely known that role-playing with minors, especially in a romantic manner, is A, not gonna be well received, buddy, but B, is just downright sick and immoral. You should know better. In fact, I think you do know better to be doing this. You're an adult. There's no way that people who are online nowadays just can somehow miss out that this type of behavior will not be tolerated by anyone online. We don't support it. Thankfully though, the internet was not just gonna casually let Donovan Mayo slip away with a slap on the wrist. No, after much pressure and finding that his comments had now become flooded with people either avid fans or others from outside sources demanding answers, Mr. Mayo finally caved and came out with an apology video that will go down in the history books as one of the worst apology videos I have ever bared witness to. In this apology we're about to watch, he reads over the chat log, surprisingly enough. He doesn't show them on his phone, but they're equally as damning given what he wrote down on his notepad. In his apology, he surprisingly reads off his chat logs, one in particular involving him and a minor. He goes in depth about how the minor doesn't have to worry about them getting caught because Donovan keeps his age hidden all across the internet and no one could ever find that out. And he follows it up with some reassurance that they sincerely have nothing to worry about. And then he does a fucking dance.
Hello everyone, my name is Donovan Mayo, aka Donovan Mayo 46. I'm widely known on TikTok as a cosplayer and roleplayer, but behind the scenes, I was roleplaying with minors but didn't know at the time. I didn't care to ask their age. And this was my fault on my part, being the older one. In fact, here's one of the messages that I was role-playing with. Someone was asking, is this secret between us? Maybe people will think I'm too young for you. And in reply I said, it's all secret. Besides, my age is unlisted and unknown. And furthermore I said, now stop playing coy with me. Your #1 fan is waiting. Besides, I have something for you. Sorry, something with me. Don't worry about it. But I'm afraid they did worry about it. Either way, in a live stream, I also said that I tied someone up, which was a lie. But that wasn't cool. Last I checked. So I am making action and making sure that this never happens again. So this is to all my followers that I am sorry. This is me doing the thug shaker. To prove that I am truly sorry and serious about all this. That is all. Thank you very much for hearing me out. Donovan Mayo out. For good.
Wow, okay, that apology was, yeah, that was a bit unreal in my personal opinion. So let's break this down. He starts off by saying minors, plural, and that's something that really stood out to me.
I was role-playing with minors, but didn't know at the time.
Now, this could have just been a slip of the tongue, given that Phoenix is the only known victim of Donovan, at least to my understanding. Now, to further my theory here, I believe it's backed up when he says, I didn't ask their age. Now, their being the one word I'm trying to hone in on.
I didn't care to ask their age.
There in itself is a word that has many meanings. It can mean singular or more than one, obviously. However, it stands out to me that he said minors, plural, and then follows it up with saying their age. That's something that kind of stood out to me. So as Donovan begins to read his messages, it really seals the deal that he is 100% guilty and acknowledges what he did.
Someone was asking, is this secret between us? Maybe people will think I'm too young for you. And in reply I said, it's all secret. And this was my fault on my part, being the older one.
However, like so many people beforehand who get called out for this type of stuff, they seem to just act like it's not a big deal. Like they called someone mean on the playground. And it's like, ah, sorry I hurt your feelings. Not knowing the severe repercussions this type of behavior can have on people and how it affects their lives. He said someone asked him if what they had between them was going to remain a secret. Donovan, however, is very quick to assure them that he privates his age everywhere and that this person doesn't have anything to worry about.
Besides, my age is unlisted and unknown.
Which is just so self-centered. It's like this minor is saying, hey, we're doing something pretty awful. I don't know if I want to do this. You're just like, don't even worry about it. It'll be fine. I private my age. That's your excuse for doing what you do, is you hide your age online. So it shouldn't be a problem. Now, it's normal to hide your age online for a lot of people. A lot of people do it for privacy reasons, or maybe they don't want their family seeing them. You know, there's a lot of people enjoy their privacy online. I'm not going to disregard that. However, I don't feel that Donovan was using the ability to private his age and name and all that in a manner which was for those benefits and those reasons. It makes interaction with his young viewers a whole lot easier, and it makes that bridge of trust from adult manipulating a minor just a tad bit simpler for Donovan. It's also hard to state a claim and say that you didn't know about their ages because you follow it up with a message you literally have with a minor where the context of that message is about age and age gaps.
But didn't know at the time. Maybe people will think I'm too young for you. My age is unlisted and unknown.
You can't use this as an excuse, Donovan. You can't play dumb when you just 2 seconds later incriminate yourself in the most hypocritical way possible. Also, it will never be a good excuse to say, I didn't ask their age, so I'm in the clear, right? You as the adult, when you're pursuing someone in a romantic or a strictly flirtatious manner, you need to iron out and be 100% sure that the person you are speaking to is not a minor. Oh, and let's not forget that infamous line he dished out there towards the end where he says,
"Now stop playing coy with me. Your #1 fan is waiting. Besides, I have something for you. Sorry, something with me."
He thought nothing of this until he was actually called out and people pressured him to make a video about it and to talk about why he thought that this was an okay thing. As for the claims of him tying someone up, I don't believe that Donovan Mayo has ever done anything to this sort of extremity.
In a live stream, I also said that I tied someone up, which was a lie.
Mainly because that would actually require him to leave his room, though I'm not sure the live stream he's talking about here where he says he stated that he tied someone up. But the real icing on the cake here is when he does his apology dance. Let me play that for you guys one more time.
This is me doing the thug shaker. To prove that I am truly sorry.
I couldn't find an exact reason why he did the thug shaker, but from what I could gather in the back alleys of TikTok and comment sections, apparently there was news that he was going to be making an apology video, and some trolls decided to get to the old drawing board, and they said, what if we told Donovan that doing the thug shaker is the universal sign that you are genuinely sorry in any form of apology? And then he just starts thug shaking on him. He just started getting a little bit jiggy with it. And don't get me wrong, none of this at all makes up for the horrible stuff he did. There is still a person out there who is gonna have a hard time ever trusting adults again on the internet, but man, it just brings a smile to my face. Like, wow, you look really stupid. You're never gonna live this one down, that's for sure. After I was finished editing this video, I did some further digging and I actually stumbled across a second part to Donovan's apology and allegedly the conversations Donovan had with these minors. I'll be showing both of those to you now.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Donovan Mayo, and this is a video to TikTokers who are minors. I saw that in text I may have did some shrewd things. Well, I'm here to tell you now that all of that was just acting. In fact, I still kind of practice for whenever I try to get a lover. Because the truth is, I've been single all my life. Never even had a single boyfriend or girlfriend. Yet, I've been wanting someone so badly. I've just been acting. Just so I can try to make myself feel better. And some of you actually wanted the stuff from me. I just want to say, I'm not that guy for you. If you guys are gonna treat me like I'm some kind of toy to mess around with, or if you think I'll be treating you as a toy, I'm not. I'm neither of those things. And I want to say I'm sorry for those I texted all those shrewd things about you too. There are no words that I could say better than I'm sorry. But unfortunately, that's all I could say. So let me give you my deepest apologies here and now. And let me just say, I don't think I want any of you. I don't want anything to have to do with you. That's all I can try to say. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
For this next part, I want to give a bit of a big disclaimer here. I stumbled across what appeared to be a re-upload of the alleged text messages between Donovan and said minor. However, as much as I don't like Donovan, I need us to be sure that we're taking this information in with a grain of salt. The only reason I'm showing these text messages is that Donovan does admit that he has spoken to these minors in a shrewd manner, and these texts are pretty much verbatim what he has written down on his notepad, which provides a lot of context. It did stand out to me that he used a notepad in his apology to read out the messages he had been sending rather than just showing an actual chat log. However, at the end of the day, this is just confirmation of saying these are simply alleged text messages. Now, if this is 100% proven to be untrue, I will gladly remove this section of my video. Makes her look at him. Hey, it's okay. You're just shy and I get it. Then allow me to help. Moves hand down gently, nice and slow. Eek, okay, is this a secret between us? Maybe people will think I'm too young for you. It's all secret. Besides, my age is unlisted and unknown. Now stop playing coy with me. Your #1 fan is waiting. Besides, I have a with me. Don't worry about it.
I'm afraid they did worry about it.
This is pretty much word for word what Donovan reads us at his own admission. What I was curious of, though, in his apology, he stated he had something with him, but never clarified on what that meant.
Besides, I have something for you. Sorry, something with me. Don't worry about it.
If these text messages are true, however, this shows us that the interactions with this minor was intended to be taken a step further. This also doesn't help Donovan's case because he further goes in depth in his second part of the apology, saying that he uses this as acting, which is just such a convenient excuse, and that he uses this as practice for whenever he gets a real girlfriend or boyfriend.
In fact, I still kind of practice for whenever I try to get a lover. Never even had a single boyfriend or girlfriend. I've just been acting.
Without even the text, that wording alone alludes to the true nature of his conversation. But once more, in regards to those texts, I ask you to take them with a grain of salt, and if they are proven to be untrue and completely false, I will gladly remove them from the video. My name is Wonder. It was super phenomenal to have you here. If you did enjoy today's video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe down below with the bell notification on so you don't miss out on any further uploads, as it really does help out my channel and really does mean a lot to me. If you want to support me further after this video, feel free to check out my Patreon and some of the links as well that you can find down below. Without further ado, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I'm going to get on out of here once more. My name is Wonder. It was phenomenal to have you here today. Take care and farewell.